Okay, let's get into this 3-week update. Hi, this is Brittany and you're watching Locked Queen Bee. Hi guys, it's Locked Queen Bee and welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also click on the bell so that you'll get notifications whenever I upload a new video. Okay, so in this video, I want to give you guys my 3-week update. So you guys know that I had 2 sets prior to this that I took down, and with me doing that, I've had to start my sets over. I am now 3 weeks into my journey with my 4th set of locks. And so I just want to talk about some changes that are happening with my hair and just give you guys some tips and tricks that are working for me. 3 weeks into my journey, I feel like I have a lot of new growth and slippage. What I've noticed with this set compared to my last set where I had 533-ish locks, that set I probably had more slippage than I've had in any other set before, especially around my nape area, and it was because the hair in that area was already thinner and then the locks were smaller, and so that was just led to slippage. And so I stopped using oil because I didn't want to contribute to the slippage, and with this set I'm not really seeing that issue too much, so that's great. I've been using oils again. I'm using lavender oil, I'm using rice bran oil, and I'm also using a carrier oil, and I am using, what am I using? Let's go look. Oh, it's sweet almond oil. So I'm using as my carrier oil, sweet almond oil. And so I did have a issue with that mixture with those 3 different oils. I used like a drop or 2 of lavender oil just because it's kind of like peppermint oil where it tingles a little bit, and so I've really reduced the volume that I was using of lavender oil, and for some reason I still noticed like a tingling sensation even though I used a lot of rice bran oil and sweet almond oil. So I'm not sure if maybe there's a bad reaction between the 3 oils or if it's really just that I'm not using enough oil with the lavender oil to balance out the effect of the lavender oil. So that's something to keep in mind when you are mixing oils. So I'm 3 weeks into my journey, and what I'm noticing is that my hair is actually holding up pretty well. I'm much happier with this 4th set. I have about 460 locks, so there's really no need for me at this point to have any more locks than that because I feel like I have the volume that I want for sure. I don't feel like those extra 50 to 80 locks added any additional volume. They just added time to my retightening for sure, which I was not happy with, so that's why I took that set down. Just post a video here so that you can see the back of my hair and how that looks. I have a new camera setup that I'm happy to show you in another video when I do my retightening on January 22nd. I know it's going to take me 2 or 3 days to do it, but I'll talk more about that process in the next video. So you can see here this video showing the back of my hair. You can see how much length I have right now that needs to be retightened. And you can also say that that's new growth and a combination of slippage. I did notice that in some areas I have more new growth in some locks than others, so I don't know if that's just because in some areas of my head my hair grows faster and in other areas it grows slower. So that's something that I've noticed as well. In terms of unraveling, because I have braid locks, my hair does unravel at the end. This has happened with all of my sets. It wasn't as bad in this set just because my locks were a little bit bigger, and so there's more hairs in each lock for them to kind of like wrap around before untangling and unraveling. So as I've mentioned in my other sets that I've had with short locks, my hair is thinner here on both sides, so those locks are going to be smaller. I know that I made a mistake with my first set of locks where I had shoulder length hair. I made these locks like the size that they should have been, but because I had less hair, the locks were thinner, and then I went back and I made them bigger. I went back and made them smaller, and then I went back and made them bigger, and I hated the way that looked. So that was probably the reason why I cut off my first set of locks. And so what I really want to do for this set is I want to make sure that I don't make any unnecessary changes, because with that comes me throwing off the rest of my grid, especially if I make changes in a bunch of different areas. Something that I've had to learn with me taking down so many sets is that, one, my locks are never going to be perfect in terms of parting and sizing. Two, I've learned that I really need to trust myself. In the moment, when I was making each lock, I did the best that I could in the moment. I analyzed the section. I said, okay, this row can take 4 locks. It's not going to look good with 3 locks. It's not gonna be what you want with 3 locks, and so you need to make 4. And so for me to go back after the fact and kind of change it and try to make it 3 or make it 5, that just, it changes the look of that row in a way that doesn't fit with what I originally visioned. And so that's something that I have had to learn throughout this year, 2020 really, because I was striving for having the perfect set of locks that was exactly what I wanted. And I'm not saying that this set isn't what I want. It's close to it, but I have to realize that I've done my best with each set, and if I keep taking it down or if I keep changing things, I'm just delaying where I want to be, which is I want to have mature locks. If you think about it, I started my first set of short locks in April 2020. So by now I would have about 7 months of retightening done. And so my hair, let me take this headband off. My hair is about 5 inches in the longest parts of my hair, maybe about 3 inches in the shortest part. So if you think about it, I probably back in April braided up this much of my hair. So this much would be interlocked basically. And I've been really excited to have a lot of retightening so that I would have more interlocked hair than braided hair. And so that was kind of a benefit of starting with 2 inches or 3 inches of hair, because it meant that eventually less of my hair would have been braided and more of it would have been interlocked. Right now it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just gonna have about 5 inches of hair that's braided, and then everything else that comes in will be interlocked. And so I'm not sure if that matters to a lot of people, but for me, with me having braids and having my roots interlocked, it's going to be 2 different looks or 2 different textures. And so what I really wanted for my first set of locks, I really wanted a uniform look from root to tip. And with how I was going to get that was with my braided part completely, I don't want to say matting, but completely being locked the way it was supposed to be so that it could blend with the rest of my hair. And so I kind of want that for this set as well, and it's going to take some time to get there. One thing I do want to mention is that I hate braiding and banding, especially with short hair, because it takes so much more time. If you haven't checked out my other videos, I do have a video where I updated my braid lock routine. You can see the link here. And in that video, I just kind of just made the process a little bit easier and simpler for me so that it wasn't a pain to braid and band my hair. Anyway, so I hate braiding and banding my hair, and what I've realized is that my the person that I went to in Brooklyn to do my installation when I had about 2 inches or 3 inches of hair, that didn't work out, by the way. She told me that I would need to braid and band my hair for at least 9 months to a year. And so what I've realized is that with taking down each set, I'm basically starting over that year timeline. So I've been braiding and banding my hair for the past 7 months. I could almost be done with braiding and banding, but I'm literally just getting started. And so that has been a negative for me with constantly restarting my journey, is that I put a lot of work into these past sets and basically wasted all of that. I mean, I learned something from the process of doing that, but I definitely wish that I was 7 months or 8 months into my journey now instead of starting over from the beginning. But hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? In terms of dryness, my scalp is super dry. Putting oil on it sometimes helps and sometimes it doesn't. Like right now I need to wash my hair and if it's dry. I did work out the other day and that left my scalp feeling really itchy and just irritated. I did use just Talia Wajid's moisture cleanse. I usually don't like using this because for me it feels a little bit sticky and that's not really what I want, but I knew that I wasn't gonna braid and band my hair so that I could wash it, and so I used this and then I took a shower and it felt better after. I didn't really feel the stickiness that I normally feel, and so I was glad that I used it. My scalp is still a little bit dry, so I do need to wash it soon. I usually wash my hair on Thursdays and Fridays, and the reason why I do that is because Friday is my sister's wash day and that takes like hours because she's a loose natural and she's doing these Ayurveda herbs and stuff like that. I'm trying to get her to do a video and a channel on that, but she's not with it. So anyway, so it takes her a long time for her wash days, and so I just really need to either do my hair, wash my hair after she's done. It takes like about 3 or 4 hours for her, so I can just wash my hair Friday evenings, or I can just do it Thursday night and not have to really kind of depend on her schedule. Update that I can give you with this set is I did make some changes. I had a few locks on both sides that were a lot thinner than I thought they should be. Luckily, I was able to kind of combine locks and make it like, for example, I think one row had like maybe 5 locks. I combined it to 4 and it still looks good. It still fits the grid. So that's probably the size it should have been to begin with. So I'm happy with that. That is the only change. I am though, not to be annoying, I am though considering making changes to my nape. And so if you look at this video here, you'll see that my nape area, the bottom 2 rows, they have like really thin locks and they're gonna thicken, they're gonna double in size once they are locked, but I don't know if they're too thin. I can combine them and make them one less lock in each row, but I'm not really sure how much that is going to throw off my grid, so I need to think about it. So let me know in the comment section below if you think I should redo those last 2 rows in my nape. If you don't think I should, definitely let me know and save me some time because you know I will go in and change that. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and my updates on my lock journey so far. Again, I'm 3 weeks into my journey and I'm due for a retightening on January 22nd, and hopefully I will have a video for you soon on that process because you know it's going to be stressful. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.